Okay. And I call the member for Spence.
I move the motion relating to vocational education and training in the terms of which it appears on the notice paper.
Call the member.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm extremely proud to be here moving this motion in this place as the member for Spence today. And that pride extends to the fact that I am doing so on a matter that is vitally important to Australia, vitally important to South Australia, and I would firmly argue vitally important to those in the northern suburbs, namely in my electorate of Spence. And that is vocational education and training. And in large part, over the relatively short lifespan of this parliament, I've had the opportunity to speak to the importance of education. Whether that be about in childcare or preschooling, primary and secondary school education, about vocational education, about higher education, or whether I'm talking about the educators that help to nurture future generations of Australians. I know that a strong education sector means a stronger Australia. It means stronger outcomes for our kids when they go out into their chosen professions later in life. Upskilling, or the decision to upskill, can be the crossroad moments in someone's life. It can unlock a pathway to stable employment. It can unlock pathways to promotions within their current job or field. It can unlock someone's ability to find employment in an entirely different industry, one in demand not just today, but tomorrow and for many years to come. Education is what can uplift people, uplift families and uplift communities out of poverty, which is why any good government, state or federal, treat education as a cornerstone underpinning many areas of policy, and it is one that pays out almost immediately, but the real dividends are gained in the long term. The Albanese Labor government realised this whilst it was still in opposition. In doing so, Labor announced a suite of policies and ideals that eventually became the Jobs and Skills Summit, which has led to the establishment of Jobs and Skills Australia, which has led to many of us incorporating the word tripartite into our vocabularies. Starting with the Jobs and Skills Summit, it identified short-term and long-term challenges that exist within Australia's labour market, and it identified vocational education and training as one of the key means of addressing these challenges head-on. The National Skills Agreement is a partnership between the federal government with state and territory governments, a joint commitment between governments across Australia to expand and transform our vocational education and training sectors. The National Skills Agreement means a $12.6 billion investment from our government into the VET sector over 5 years. Namely, in comparison to higher education, vocational education and training has often been seen by many as the poorer cousin, the consolation prize for some school leavers who are told they aren't cut out for higher education. The National Skills Agreement, I hope, will go a long way to changing perceptions of how TAFE and other vocational education and training providers are seen as part of our education system and as part of delivering strategic shifts within our labour market. A good example of this is the South Australian Defence Industry Workforce and Skills Report and the prominent role that TAFE and VET has within the overall success of South Australia to grow an already flourishing defence industry as an industry that will continue to provide jobs in our state for many decades to come. A plan that was unveiled on Friday with the Minister for Defence alongside Premier Peter Malinauskas just this Friday gone. The product of many months of hard work across the government, industry and the education sector, stable, well-paying jobs for our future workforce, some of whom may not even be in school yet or have even been born. But without possessing a long-term vision and a plan to grow and adjust our skills base to reflect the needs of the future, we will forever be attempting to fix challenges and issues within our labour market one day at a time. From the year preceding May 2023, 91% of total employment growth occurred in occupations requiring post-school qualifications, with VET accounting for over half of that growth. Challenges such as 3 million Australians that currently lack fundamental skills required to participate in training, leading to secure work. Challenges like 9 or 10 new jobs requiring post-secondary, out of 10 new jobs, requiring post-secondary school education, 4 out of those jobs requiring VET qualifications. These are the challenges that the Albanese Labor government aims to address from day one, though it has not done so alone. In addition to state and territory governments, this process has been assisted by the industries themselves, business and unions working alongside each other to make a real difference for our future growth.